She speaks very little English, but that wasn't a problem at all. The interpreters that AFA provided were unbelievable. And we had 3 different interpreters throughout our 7 or 8 dates that we had over there. And each time she even commented on how easy that it was to communicate with the interpreters we had.
Okay guys, so today I want to talk a little bit about translators and interpreters and using interpreters, some do's and don'ts about that. You know, it's funny, I'll go out there and I'll read all kinds of different things about interpreters and how important it is to find the honest interpreter and the right interpreter. Of course, I mean, that's a no-brainer. You don't want anybody working with you that you can't trust. But there's a lot more to it than just that. If you're going to be working with a translator, using this person to help your communication with a woman that may end up being your wife, then there are some rules you want to go by, okay? Look, this is just from years and years of experience, and I've seen just about everything you can possibly see. And we're constantly trying to improve our service to make it much better for you. And so these are some of the things that you can benefit from our experience. One of the first rules of using an interpreter is to not use someone that you really, really like personally and can see a possible relationship with that person. You know, all too often I'll see a guy who kind of is attracted to a woman who's an interpreter, and he'll pick that woman to be his interpreter on the dates. And that's just not a good thing on a lot of different levels. So guys, if you're interested in an interpreter, date her, but do not use her as the interpreter. I know that sounds, simple, but hey, it happens every time I'm out there on a tour. I see it happening. Second thing you want to be thinking about is you want to use 2 or more interpreters if possible with the same woman. Not the same time, but if you're going out with a woman, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, 5 different dates, it's a great idea to try to mix up the interpreters, especially if she's bringing the interpreter, let's say, for the first time. Sometimes the women say, oh, I want to bring my interpreter, I want to bring my friend. And I'm not a huge fan of that, but for the first date, okay, let her bring her interpreter if necessary. But by the second, especially the third date, you should be able to use a different interpreter, or even maybe go out without an interpreter. Use, translating machines, a calculator, or cell phones, or even the old-fashioned way with a dictionary. But by the second or third date, it's great if you can get at least another interpreter inserted into the equation. Why? Well, because number one, you want to make sure that it's legitimate, that she's just not going out with you because her friend's an interpreter and she wants to earn money for her friend. That's number one. Number two, you want to make sure that you're getting the emotion and you're getting the feeling from the woman and not from the interpreter. Okay, so if you're out on a date and things are going great, and the interpreter is just translating everything, and the interpreter's bubbly, and her personality is coming out. You may be getting a little bit of a different picture than what's really going on. But if you switch up interpreters and you use interpreter number 2, and you still have the exact same feeling from this woman, then chances are that yes, this is really all coming from her and not somehow getting mixed up with the interpreter. And that's important. It really is. It's not easy going out on dates with interpreters. Okay, and it's wonderful when the woman speaks enough English to where you don't need that. But in some cases, you are going to need an interpreter. And so, when that's the case, if you can follow these rules, it really does help.
Interested? Learn more at... If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new.